guys, just want to share something briefly. Let me move this camera back a bit, get out of my face. Okay, so I was just thinking about this scripture. I heard it preached, I think it was last week Sunday, and I don't know if I don't think I was thinking about the sermon. I just remember the scripture just came to my mind, and I remember a story. Of course, it's a personal story, you know, that's what I have to tell. Those are the things I have to tell. But it's Genesis 27:40 from the NLT version. That's the New Living Translation, and it says, "You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you shall break his yoke from your neck." And it's the second part of the scripture that is standing out to me. That's the story of Jacob and Esau. Esau was the firstborn, and Esau sold his birthright for a cup of soup. He was hungry, came in from the field, and he sold his birthright to Jacob, who was a swindler and a trickster. Anyway, when I was thinking about that scripture, I was really thinking about the part where it says, "When you grow tired, you shall," and when you decide to break free, you shall break his yoke from your neck. I want to say it the correct way. Hold on. "But when you decide to break free, you shall shake his yoke from your neck, and then you shall be free." So really, what that's indicating to me is that God was saying to Esau, "Hey, you're going to serve your brother for a time, but when you get tired of serving him in this way, when you get tired of living below your birthright, really, you will shake his yoke from your neck when you grow tired of your situation." And I'm saying that to say, I said that a lot, don't? But I'm saying that to say, we have to get tired of the enemy. We have to get tired of certain situations that he puts on us, certain situations that we put ourselves in. Let's be honest. A lot of the things that we face in life are a result of our decisions, are consequence of decisions that we made, bad decisions that we made. And so we end up in certain circumstances, and we have certain consequences to deal with as a result, a direct result of our actions. And so I remember story time. So I remember there's this guy I know, and why it always seems like me always a taboo man. Anyway, there's this guy I know, and we actually used to date. And so I've known him for years, and he's an alright guy. Known each other for years, but we were in a serious relationship at one point, and then that ended. And I've always said, this is the ex that is my friend, my brethren. So even though it ended and stuff like that, we always come back in each other's life. We talk for a season, then him gone again, then months or years pass, maybe a year will pass, and then come back again, and the conversation starts up again. And then so the last time, coming into 2019, we were not on speaking terms because he did something and I spoke up about it, and him vexed me and whatever. Came into the new year, and I didn't think anything of it. It was neither here nor there to me. Then he came back around, and you know, came by here, and we talked for a while and stuff like that, and it kind of seemed like it was slipping back into an old routine of just conversation, and you know, and then so with the conversation would come, and then there's always the feeling like this dude love me, and maybe, you know, this can pan out into something serious, and you know, but then I'm the one asking the questions, and I'm the one trying to see where this is going, if it's going anywhere. And you know, women, that's not your place. Can I just say, that's not for us to do. A man must be the one to direct. A man is a leader by nature, and a man must be the one to say X, Y, and Z, and then you come into agreement or you don't agree. But a man must set the course for the relationship. A man must be the one to say, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm about, and this is what I want to happen, whatever. And so conversation, like I said, started up again, and the question is in my mind, like, what are we doing here, you know, because I know that you have feelings for me, but what go on. And so we were having a conversation one day, and you know, I was saying something to him along the lines of, moving away and whether or not he would come with me and whatever. And he was like, "You're real." And so I really was saying, I made a particular statement, and he said, "You really feel so you're gonna get married, don't?" And for me, this is somebody who is coming around me, who is claiming like him want, like it's like, like a dog will mark his territory. So you're kind of like trying to mark your territory, but then you're not really verbalizing what you're about. And so I have to really guess, and I have to assume. And I'm not about the guessing and spelling. I'm too old. I don't know if you can see, but a whole heap of gray hair up here, so I don't have no time if I guess and spell. So when he made that statement to me, "You really feel say you're gonna get married," I was like, "So you're not serious about me then? You what?" And it's been like 10 years. Like literally, this dude has been in my life for like 10 years. Good, well, on and off, on and off, on and off. So I finally said, and this is what is bringing me back to the scripture. I haven't gone off course, don't worry. When you get tired, you will break his yoke off your neck. And he made that statement, and I was like, that was like the ding, 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 wake up call. And I said, okay, I see. Plain and straight. I see exactly what you're about. And he also made the statement. He asked the question, "Yori, why do we have a soul tie?" And he asked that question because, like I was saying before, he's in and out. We're in and out of each other's lives. Like we're talking today, we're not talking tomorrow. We're talking today, we're not talking tomorrow. In and out, in and out, in and out. So when he made that statement for me, that was when I got tired of his yoke being around my neck. And I said, "You asked about that soul tie? It ends today. It ends today." And that was a line in the sand, and it ended that day. And I'm saying, I'm giving you my business to tell you, you have to get tired of the foolishness. You have to come to a point when you get tired of what the enemy is bringing to you, the situation that you put yourself in that you know is no good, the situation that you know that you're in that you're not supposed to be in. You have to get tired of it. I made this statement before that sometimes we love our bondage, we love it, and we tell everybody about it, and we love to be in bondage, we love it, and we love the attention that we get when we're in bondage. But there has to come a point when we get tired of our bondage. There has to come a point when we get tired of being enslaved to something that is less than our birthright. Look for me. She's cute. Why do we settle? Like, why do we settle? We don't have to. There is so much more for us out there. There is so much more than indecision. There is so much more than not being able to make up your mind about somebody. There's so much more. There's so much more than a life of sin. There is so much more than bondage. There is so much more. There is such freedom that we have in Jesus Christ. But we have a responsibility. He died for us. We have been set free. He made the way for our freedom. But we have to want it. We have to get to the point where we're tired of our bondage and we want to be free. So, Genesis 27:40. You will live by your sword, God says to Esau. You will live by the sword and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck. It's up to you. It's your decision to break free. Bye.